Welcome to the Sisters Uncensored podcast, where we get into everything from childhood trauma to millennial adulting and all things in between.
We share crazy stories from the past and present to help us cope with the insanity that is our lives.
By sharing our perspectives, we hope to bring some relatability, laughter, and unsolicited advice that can help you survive the messiness of life along with us.
My name's Jessica Labita. I'm a millennial mom, wife, and marketing professional, and I am absolutely insane.
My name is Ashley Lanive. I am a millennial stay-at-home mom, avid golfer, and too mouthy for my own good.
We are real sisters, and this is Sisters Uncensored. Take this trip with us. Welcome to the Sisters Uncensored podcast. We have an amazing guest with us today, Vanessa Valente from Temptation Island Season 5, The Ultimate Villain. But she has taken this shitty experience and turned it around, and she has created peaceful pathway healing.
Right.
Which is a way for women to use their shitty relationships and be better.
Indeed.
And so we're going to talk all about this today. We're going to talk about Temptation Island.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about how they villainized her.
So much to say.
Because she is a fucking rock star and is in no way a villain.
No, she's not. And I'm a reality TV whore, and I can tell you, I know a villain when I see one. I'm telling you, it's true. You're not a villain.
You can tell,
Danielle Stewart is a villain. All right?
all of the
Teresa
cutting?
is a villain. You're not a villain.
Oh,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anytime. I know a bad edit when I see one.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
That's right. All right, so how do you want to start this off?
I mean, we're here. This is like so fun. I'm so grateful for you for traveling so far to come and see us. You were here on your layover. You've been exploring the world the last couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. And we are grateful that you're here with us in person. So we just love you. And when we first connected, I was so glad that you were like, we're doing this like in real life.
I know,
we're
me too. I was so happy about that.
We had the best Zoom call ever with you.
That was awesome.
I'm like, she's our third sister. I'm like, we need her.
Wow.
And I'm just like, so like we were coming here obviously together from the airport because I picked Vanessa up and we're just chatting and I'm like, she's my soul sister. I love her.
Aww.
The advice that we gave each other on the ride here is so good.
Right.
Yeah, you got
she's
here.
Just
she got here and she was like, I just had the most therapeutic conversation with her. And I was like, I know, she's so easy to talk to, right? Like you could just say whatever it is.
That's Vanessa too.
True. I know you're easy to talk to. Absolutely.
I love it.
I mean,
you.
I feel like it's very honest and real. That's what I like about it. And villains don't do that, just so you know.
Yeah.
It's not part of their
Touche.
resume.
Touche.
True.
All right, so let's get into this. Tell us like about your experience with the show. Give us like your summary of how this all happened. How did you get there? This is like an exclusive, right? Like you have not talked about anything that has happened until right now. Okay. I love you. I love you for that. And thank you.
Absolutely. No,
so
I wanted to
excited.
make sure
I'm
when
so
I told my side of the story that it was with someone who can empathize, with someone who could just see the truth, have clarity, that have the mental capacity to digest how I feel and be able to help me articulate it. And the minute I spoke to you two, I knew like this is where I have to tell my side of the story.
I love it.
Makes me so happy.
So my experience was traumatizing.
I can see that.
And of course, there's a psychological evaluation that takes place prior to filming.
No shit,
And
really?
yes, it's intense. I don't know. I think I answered 547 questions.
What kind of questions?
Yeah. Just about how you process certain information, maybe a little bit about your history, how you are able to react and interact with other people. And so it was very thorough.
Interesting.
It was very thorough.
I wonder if
And
they're trying to determine if you're a narcissist.
Oh, I'm sure there's some type of personality evaluation that goes into all of this.
Okay.
The more conflict and drama, the better.
I would think so too, especially like in your situation because they're sticking you with this group of people, right? So they want you to click with someone else.
Sure.
They want you to fight with someone.
Yeah.
So 100% that's got to be
Oh,
why.
they put somebody there who was completely my type. When they asked me, what are you looking for in a man? When I say that I described Bryce, personality
I liked
wise, we were pretty compatible. He's He's younger, which I guess I have a thing for younger dudes right now.
We know.
Right,
It's
right.
a phase. It's a phase. Okay, you go out of it. I promise.
Did you grow out of it yet?
I'm like on the fence a little, but I mean, go back for a ride. But it's like, I don't know. I think it's a phase. You'll get out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll
I
see.
love the naivety of the younger men. They're so open and receptive to love, and they're just
They
like,
put you on a pedestal.
That's what it is.
It's so nice. They
It
like
is.
take you out for dates, and like they do all that young romantic crap that like. Quite honestly, I'm not a romantic, but like they do those nice little gestures because that's what they believe, women want, and we do. I mean, it just kind of goes by the wayside as you get older. So like when they're doing like making a point to do stuff like that
as you get older.
it means so
and
much.
married.
It's very like generous to the soul.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah.
best way to describe it.
dating
to
an
me.
older man, I feel like it's a job interview.
Ugh.
It's like, let's go over, how it is that you're healing from your past. I want to know all of your trauma and all the emotional baggage you're bringing into this. It's just heavy. It's dense.
There's a lot involved.
And it's, so
I
do you
agree.
want to have kids? How many children do you want to have? It's not like that with the younger dudes. And so that's something that I guess I found to appreciate.
Yeah, no, they put you on a pedestal.
All
They
right,
just
so
think you're amazing.
Keep
Yeah.
going, keep
Yeah.
going. So Bryce, they like set you up. He's your perfect.
Yes, he
match.
just physically super. He's gorgeous.
he's good.
Yeah, he was.
really.
Is.
Yeah,
Ripped.
He's
Just kidding.
he's incredible. I would say that our chemistry was a little bit forced simply because I was very committed to my relationship.
And you could tell.
You could tell.
100%.
And so, okay,
Yep,
okay.
you could tell.
So as the show concluded, Bryce and I, we stayed in touch. We don't speak so much now, but right after, him and I, we considered going on a real date. And I think just the distance kind of made
He's
that.
far?
Yeah,
Okay.
he is.
But you didn't talk to him when you were still with Rob, like reunion time.
No, I didn't. I was very pure-hearted with Rob. When I say I was, I don't want to say that I was all in because I was apprehensive, hence the reason why we went on the show in the first place. But I was definitely like, okay, with small tweaks, with small personality change, a little bit behavioral modification, and granted, I get it. I can come on strong. But with slight behavioral modification, I think you could be perfect. And so I think that's what my flaw really was.
You're a
exposed.
fixer.
She 100%
She's a
is.
fixer.
And so, like, in the 2 months that we have talked to one another briefly and that I have gotten to know you, what I've learned from you is 100% you are so genuine, and your perception of yourself versus what I see and other people see in you is vastly different. I'm trying to think of like the right way to say this, but you need to put your standards here. And
See yourself through
you
somebody
need to see
else's eyes,
yourself
yeah.
the way everyone else sees you.
Yeah.
Because
You're cool as shit. She's gonna like make it all pretty though, the way she's saying it. But
I'm
I
not
think you're
trying to be
fucking
like
dope.
teary-eyed, but like you are fucking
That's
boss.
meaningful.
And the men that you are allowing into your space do not deserve you.
Wow.
So wait a second. We were talking about this a little bit before, like when you first got here, and we were just chatting BTS. But we were talking about the different kinds of men that you allow close to yourself, and it really depends on like where you are in life. And I think that's a really important thing to like focus on. So like, for example, if you just get out of a relationship, right, a long time, let's say you're recently divorced, whatever it is, whatever it might be. You get out of a long-term relationship, you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like you maybe haven't been treated nice in a long time. So anybody could come and treat you
Wow.
nicely, and you're going to drink it in because you've been like starved of
Just
it.
tell me I'm pretty. I'm
Yeah, like
hey.
it's literally
Wow.
little tiny things that I feel like go such a long way, where realistically, like if you were in a good headspace or you're like, I don't know, just
Right, feeling yourself.
yeah, feeling yourself.
Yeah.
You're like, well, that's nice of you to say. You know what I mean? Whereas if you're starved of that for a long time, once you get a little bit of it, you're like, oh my God, that means so much to me.
You're absolutely
Except I don't
right.
cry or anything,
Yeah.
Too many
Yeah.
antidepressants.
Yeah. It's all about the Xanax, baby.
I love that.
Love me some Lexapro.
Okay, so they put you on the show. have your perfect match. You and Rob were having challenges prior to the show, which is what really led you to be here. What is the lead up time to deciding as a couple, let's try this, and how long they actually take to select you and put you on the show?
Wait a second, before you answer that, let me just explain to our audience real quick, just to get, in case you have not seen Temptation Island, let me just give you a quick synopsis of what this is about. It's essentially 5 couples or 6 couples that go into a house and they separate the men, they separate the women, they put them each in a villa, they bring in a bunch of singles, and the idea is to see if your relationship is going to survive it or if it's not. And I mean,
So my feeling is all this Love Island hype, Temptation Island takes the fucking cake.
wait a second, no, if you watch Love Island, that's the PG version of Temptation Island. Temptation Island has drinking, I mean, they're fucking, they're doing it all. in Temptation Island. Everybody's, they're getting in real.
Yeah.
Love Island is really good. I think Love Island probably got a lot more focus because they brought in Ariana this year, and it was really big in the UK before and everything like that. But Temptation Island, if you ask me, is the rated R version of Love Island.
With the extra twist of pre-existing couples.
Yes.
Which makes it even that much juicier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Realistically, my opinion on that show, I know, and this is the first thing that I noticed in the first few episodes. Everybody on the cast is very young. And you're in your 30s. And not to say you're not young, because I'm in my 30s, and I don't think I'm fucking old. Thank you very much. Okay? But
I wish I was in my 30s.
my point is, your mindset at 22, 24 is completely different at 34,
This
35.
is what we said from the beginning. You were set up to be.
So that's where they get the
villain.
bad
Wow.
edit. You know what I mean? Because, I mean,
you were
when you're 35
smarter.
years old, you're not dealing with childish bullshit. You know what I mean? You're just not. I understand where you were coming from. I've been there. I understand, okay? It's a phase. But my point is, you see a lot of that petty bullshit that you would deal with in your early 20s going on that you would not do, that you won't deal with in your 30s. So it's hard to wrap your head around it. I'm watching it and I'm like, she's in such a different headspace than the rest of this
Your
cast.
level of maturity compared to the rest of the people on that show, including
Way
your
different.
significant other.
Wow.
Way different.
From our perspective, you're not on their level.
No,
You were not.
no. I'm kind
You
of
never
surprised that, I mean, I guess I'm not surprised that, production or casting, whoever's involved, would throw a mix like that in there, somebody who knows better. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I was frustrated for you because I'm like, this guy, listen to the way he's talking about his girlfriend or whatever, his fiance or whatever. And I'm like, I would fucking drop you like a bad habit.
All right.
Can I tell you that was the first time I ever heard him talk about me like that? It wasn't
I can't
something that
imagine.
was brought to my attention
Is it the
prior
hot
to
tub
going
that
on
we're
there.
talking about when he was in the hot
Just
tub?
the totality of the
Okay.
show, how
Everything.
he felt about me, that was all new
When you
information.
first got there and he was like, stop being such a baby about your hair. I'm like, bro,
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
I was
I
so
would've said the
hurt.
same thing.
Let me tell you why I was hurt.
do you
We were
understand curly girl problems? Stop it.
It was.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was definitely. What really hurt my feelings was when he said, "You're the only one complaining," and it's like, why would you? Why would you care what anybody else thinks? I'm the only one that you should be worried about.
Yeah.
Why are you? Why are you like, oh, everyone else is having a good time? Why aren't you having a good time?
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to recover. Can you pour into me?
Right.
Can you speak life into me? Hey, your hair still looks fine. You look beautiful. Are you okay, babe? Let me get you a t-shirt to cover in the rain.
Yeah,
Like be thoughtful.
something.
Yes.
Be a gentleman. And it was just like, you ruined this experience for me. And it just felt like
Okay, can we go back to the lead up time? So how
Okay.
long does
Yeah,
this
sorry.
take
That was my bad.
to get on this show?
Is
Is it a while? Is it a couple
no.
weeks? Is it months? Is it
So
Jessica's
I would
thinking of
say
applying.
over
No,
the
I
course
know.
of 3 months, maybe
Okay.
you do several
So it's like
consecutive
12
interviews,
weeks,
and then you
roughly.
find out 3 days before you're about to leave. Hey,
Oh.
you've been selected, and then
go?
Your ass
Where
allergy
were
string.
you?
in Kona, Hawaii.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
They never say that.
No.
It's kind of funny.
They
They
make
don't.
it sound like this isolated, secluded
so like
island.
with the Love Island stuff, it's like Fiji.
Oh, nice.
But there's never any mention of where you guys are the whole time. So as I'm watching, I'm like, this is beautiful, but where are we?
Yeah.
Also, like, not for nothing, but the Love Island thing where they're promoting Fiji the whole time, I'm like, this looks like the shittiest part of Fiji you could fucking find. I'm sorry, I've been to nice places. This looks like the shittiest little cove you could find.
That's
How
funny.
cheap was this? I need to know.
God.
Yeah.
Whatever, that's just me being a bitch, but whatever.
Okay. So what led up to you guys like deciding to go on this show?
Well, he felt like I was pressuring him to get married, and that wasn't necessarily my agenda. My intention was to provoke some type of commitment out of him. I wanted a gesture because I'm in my 30s and you're not about to waste my time. I'm not doing 3-5 years with you for you to decide, you know what, this isn't really what I want. So because I have a lot of biblical principles ingrained in my relationships, you know, wherever your treasures are, there your heart is. If there's not an investment there, then your heart isn't here. So I need some type of gesture to prove your commitment. And I gave various options, but you know, left it up to your discretion. Whatever you feel like you were ready to do, but I'm not just going to do this whole, well, I'm still thinking, I'm still deciding. No, that doesn't work for me.
It's a very self-gratifying gesture for you, just saying.
But
like,
no, but-
I'm going to become famous on this show, proving that I'm your knight in
I
shining
don't
armor.
take it that way. I take it as she's in her 30s. It's a different frame of mind.
No, I'm talking
Don't
about
waste my fucking
him.
time.
I'm saying his motives for going on the show were not to show her loyalty to
Wow.
the relationship.
No, definitely not.
They were to do what he needs to do to be who he wants to be.
I could see
It wasn't what it was perceived to be.
What I found so mind blowing is how could you fake that with me for so long? How could you sit there and I love you and we're gonna be together, you're gonna be my wife, and
they're so full of
it's
shit.
this,
No
like,
way, them.
I would never cheat on you, I would never do you like that. I just find how do you, what happens mentally, chemically, in order for you to have that switch, to be able to switch on and off like that?
I don't think that he actually felt those things as strongly as he was pretending. I think he was
Try to get famous.
no.
He was trying to be somebody.
No, can you just shut up?
All right.
Okay. So let me finish my fucking thought. I think he was trying to justify in his mind
Wow.
why it would be okay for him to go and hook up with this other chick that he wants to bang. Or he took a liking to or whatever. Like, let's be honest, it wasn't anybody important to him. He didn't wasn't anybody important to him. I mean, I saw the reunion. Let's be honest. I'm saying I think he was gaslighting by saying all of that terrible shit about you, by being like,
Yeah.
she doesn't.
No, he
she's
was
this,
playing
she's
the game.
this, she does this, she does that. But
So-
no, and he even said at one point when there was a bonfire, campfire, whatever you guys call it, we call it bonfires in West Milford, so whatever, where he was saying, I was hoping she did worse.
Yeah.
It's because he is looking for the justification for him
Oh my
to
God.
act out of fucking turn. That's what it is.
Oh my God, that's profound.
I've been there, man. Live this
I was
life.
hoping she did worse. Damn. I guess I suppressed that with everything else going on. I guess that just kind of slipped through the cracks.
Well, from
I
an
was hoping
outsider
she
looking
did
in,
worse.
that's what I saw. I'm like, this guy is looking to be justified to have his cake and eat it too.
I feel like I agree with you, but I also think this was his moment and he was going to do whatever it took to make it his moment. And I think he showed his true colors, and so did you. And you remained true to yourself through everything they tried to do to villainize you. You did not.
You didn't take
Did
the
not
bait.
give in to temptation.
You didn't take the bait. Honestly, so in the reunion, they show at the last part of the reunion. Well, wait, let me back up a little bit. when at the end of the show, when you're deciding whether or not you're going to leave with the person that you came with,
Yeah.
you're going to leave by yourself, or you're going to leave with this new single person that you've developed a connection with. I noticed that I want to think of the best.
Yeah,
way
I
to
feel
say
like if
this.
you didn't go first, maybe the outcome would have been different.
I do agree with that. I absolutely agree with that.
Wait, what do you mean? First?
If you would have said you were going to go with Bryce.
No, he made the decision first.
Oh, he did?
He said.
Yeah, no, he did.
He did.
He did go first.
Oh, I don't know why I thought you went first for some reason.
No, he went first. He did. They made all the men go first.
Oh, maybe. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
I had to fuck up my thought.
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
I thought you went first for some reason. Because, like, maybe it's because I knew the whole time that you were for real. So, like, you were going to stay with him. You loved him. It was very obvious. And I think that's why, regardless of who went first, your decision was made from day one.
Yeah, I think you knew what you were doing from Jump Street. I think
Yeah.
he was gutless. I honestly do. I think that he cared about you, but I think he was playing both sides of the fence and he was feeling you out first.
All right, let's let her talk.
I just don't understand what. Now, not to say that he can't do better, because you might be able to find someone more compatible with you. But what could you possibly be looking for? I just feel like because my previous relationships failed, I tried in this one. I really gave.
You can
effort.
tell.
You can
And
tell,
I'm
yeah.
like,
You were
I'm
in it.
gonna take care of you. I'm gonna be more patient. I'm going to be more kind. I do have to bring you up to my standards, which are, hey, I do need another college educated spouse. Like, that's important to me. I want my children to know that level of discipline. I would never hold anyone to any standard that I couldn't achieve. So that's important, amongst other things. But I think one thing that truly hurt his feelings was that he doesn't meet my standard, that I lowered my standards, was the exact verbiage.
Well, I think
He's right.
Yeah.
And
I
yeah.
think she did lower her standards.
That's what I'm saying. He's right.
You're not. Well, she said it.
Oh, you said
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You lowered your standards
I
for
said
him.
that I lowered my standards
When she was
right?
talking to the other guys.
But my standards are like,
Oh.
hey,
Sorry.
But she did.
I'm thinking
I think
lower
you
your standards
did.
for Rob, and I feel like you did, and that's what I said in the beginning.
Yeah, I feel like you did. So my point is, at the end of the show, you guys decided to leave together. And you decided to leave together after you asked him a bunch of questions about his relationship with the other girl that he had interest in. I don't even know her name.
thank you. Thank
Like,
you.
is insignificant.
No offense, girl. Nobody knows her name. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
We know Vanessa.
But we do know Vanessa. Exactly. But my point is, she asked him, did you sleep with her? Did you see her naked? Like, all of these very significant questions. And he said, no. And you were like, okay, I know what you told me. I'm going to take you for your word. And that's it. And you literally put it behind you and kept it moving. And I respect that, because that's a conscious decision to have to make. Like, you need to know that, all right, if you're going to accept this, you're going to accept it, and that's it. You can't keep bringing it up.
I feel like you grew too, like in that decision.
I
Over
agree.
the course of time, like you evolved and changed for the better.
I felt like I deserved it.
Yes.
I felt like I deserved it in a way that maybe I pushed you too far. Maybe I tried to force you to do things, force you to change. Maybe I deserved this. I even tried to make it work even after the reunion.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I took all of this guilt and shame. Like, I brought you here, I put you in this position, I forced you to be someone who you weren't ready to be. Okay. And it's just, I guess, when I finally cut ties, it was because of the lack of remorse. It was just this unapologetic type of mentality. And the words were there. Hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that
it
means
always
shit.
came up with a but,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you did make me feel like.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I thought that if I did accept everything that happened, it would be this, I realized and I'm sorry.
Look
And
how
this,
she's
like,
handling this.
Right. Because you were so
Yes.
graceful.
What a class act.
Oh, the whole
Absolutely.
time. Which is why I think for me, I was so angry because I was like, why of all people are they villainizing her? She is the smartest, most headstrong. Like, you were in my opinion, as a female representation of what a woman should be, you were the best.
I agree with that. And I think literally
They
in the
used
reunion
that against you.
No, I think in the reunion, that was total vindication for you because they showed that clip of him in bed with whatever your fucking name is, and he flat out lied. It was such a lie. And your response, oh God, it hurt my soul because I felt it. And I just know that feeling. It's the worst. When you just turned to him and looked at him and were like, I believed you.
Yeah.
I believed you. And like you were saying it like quietly to him, like, oh my God, I was like, oh.
Why would you
lying
blindside me like
motherfucker.
that?
Why wouldn't you just tell her the truth?
Why would you
keep
blindside
going
me like that? Why would you do that to me?
He's such a
To me?
coward. I'm sorry. He's
Well,
a
and how stupid are you, honestly?
I know.
This
you
is on
dumbass.
TV, you stupid
Have
fuck.
you never watched a reality show? Like, why don't you just go and commit murder and leave your fingerprints everywhere,
Dumb.
you dumbass?
You're dumb.
So fucking stupid. Like, oh, God, that
I
made
know.
me so mad. That hurt my heart for you. It really did, because I was like, oh, you shitbag. But here's the thing. I don't think Rob is necessarily a total piece of shit.
I think he's a child.
I think
And he
it's
doesn't deserve
that.
her because she is
That is the age
out of his
difference.
league.
Like, you can try to pull that shit in your 30s and someone's going to call you out right away. They're going to notice, like, nope, this is not right. I can tell. I feel it in my gut when, it rains outside. If I don't see that it rained, but I look on the fucking ground in the morning and everywhere is wet, I know it rained. Like, with him, he still pulls those childish early 20s bullshit, trying to fucking play both sides, trying to have it all his way. And I to me, that was like, oh God, run. You've gotten it. You have got it for sure. You know exactly what he is, what he'll do. That's enough for me.
Why couldn't I see it though? Like why was
can't
my
when you're in it.
judgment
It's so
so
hard when you're
clouded?
in
any sort of an abusive relationship, right? Like, unfortunately, we've both been in them. You don't realize what's happening until you're out of it. And then you're like, oh my God, you see yourself from a whole nother light. And you're
I
like,
can't
"God
watch
damn."
it. I can't watch it. And
I get
even, the people that I deal with now or I choose to entertain now, I'm very if they haven't seen it, I would recommend that they don't watch it. That's a side of me that I would prefer just not be exposed in a new relationship.
So it's interesting that you say that because I feel like they tried to villainize you, and we've said this from the beginning, but our perception, and I feel like any rational, normal, strong female saw through the bullshit, which is why you were you were the
Winner.
on
You're
that
the
show
winner
for
on that
us.
show to
Yes,
me.
because they tried to make you seem some kind of way, but like
I'm like, she's not wrong.
everything that was really you came through. And I'm curious, like, do you feel that, or do you feel like they tried to make you look shitty and that you like ended up some kind of way? And how did that affect you moving forward?
That's a good question. So I definitely felt as though I was misportrayed initially. Like, hold on, can we put this in full context, please? I was very frustrated watching it because there was even a clip in there where I said to Bryce, like, I'm trying to be husband and wife in here. Like,
Yeah, I saw that.
The rest of that sentence was, but I'm leaving with my man. Like, you and I, we can be as close as you want to be in this house.
Oh, that's a fucked up edit.
It was a crazy, and I said it multiple times, and Bryce would attest to this. I told him multiple times, I am leaving with my man. And so, I just felt like that's not fair.
Yeah.
I declared my loyalty from the beginning, and how I do feel like towards the end, they showed more of my true character.
I agree.
However, the impact that it had on me was a lot of hatred, so much negativity. There were so many supporters on Rob's side of like, hey, you need to leave that girl. She's psycho. She's a bitch. It was so heartbreaking just to see everyone side with him. And I think that once that initial impression was set, it really didn't matter what I did on the back end.
I think you're totally right.
So I don't think that I ever truly recovered from that narrative that they created. And they weren't wrong because that was me, it was me, everything. It was a portion of me. that is probably, I don't know, 30% of my personality is you can bring out anger in me. You could bring out.
I don't even
I feel
see it that way. You demand respect and you have standards and you want what you want as an educated, smart, beautiful woman, and you know what you want.
I agree with what she's saying, but I think we all have a little bit of a ratchet side. We all get a little fucking messy sometimes.
Yes.
And listen, I make no apologies for if you push me to that.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It takes a lot to bring that out of me. So
Yes.
if that comes out of me, I am being provoked. Okay,
Right,
So there's
right.
an
That's what they
underlying
did.
issue. Is my
It was
point.
like,
everybody acts
Can we
out of
set her
turn.
off every fucking time?
I'm just saying, like, everybody has these sides to themselves. Everybody. So anybody who's going to sit here and pretend like, oh, they haven't fucking gone off on their boyfriend, their husband,
Yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Like,
lies.
shut the fuck up. We all have.
Yeah.
Stop. Like, stop. Ugh. But his behavior to me, I was just like, and I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's just young and dumb, and he's got to go through his phase that he's in. Like, go do your thing. By the way, Rob's here. Can we?
No,
just kidding.
stop.
My joking heart. My
That was me.
I'm just fucking
She's
with you.
Vanessa.
It's okay.
I want to like come hug you right now. That's fucking mean.
I'll sing it to him. No. I'm just saying. I think he's just a young
My heart
guy.
dropped.
Yeah,
And
I
I
know,
don't
right?
think that you guys were in the same stage of life. You know, even the thought of like, or how they put it out there, like, oh, you know, or he put it out there, I guess, that, you know, she wants to get married. She's insisting that we get engaged or this or whatever the fuck he said in so many words. You are in a different stage of life.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to waste 3 years on somebody else either if they're like, there's no going anywhere with it. Like,
What
what's
pissed
the
me
end
off
goal?
is that I gave him several opportunities to retreat prior to getting there. Hey, is this what when I say, and I probably overkilled it. I probably did so much overthinking that it drove him away to where I'm like, tell me, is this what you want? You know what? This isn't working for me. I don't think I could do this anymore. This isn't. And it would be this, no,
Yeah.
and I'm like, all right, let's keep trying. It was just like, I'm so
Yeah.
disappointed in myself. I
It
know
shouldn't be
better.
because this is how we learn.
No, I get it.
And this
It's
is how we
okay.
grow. I feel like we become better from these shitty experiences. And I at least can speak for myself in the shitty experiences that I've had, like relationship wise. That's what allows you to pick the next one that's never going to do that shit and is going to be better to you and treat you like a queen. So don't regret it. Learn from it. Right?
Yeah. You know, I do feel like I sacrificed a lot in that experience. I'm way more guarded, a lot
get
less
it.
I was
open to
gonna say,
love.
I wonder if you're like hypersensitive now after it.
Hypersensitive. The scrutiny that, let me tell you, the standard that you have to meet now in order for me to even entertain you,
Rob.
it's
You
not
fucked it
even
up for everybody.
like,
Yeah, really. Somebody's not getting their dick sucked because of you. Thanks a lot.
oh my God, you're a
Ruined it for
menace.
the good guy.
Right. He did though.
You do. You ruined it for the good guy. It's true. Now the poor good guy's gonna have to work his ass off.
I
It's
know,
not
for
gonna be
stuff that
easy.
he shouldn't even have. Like, these are things, when I say I'm asking questions, I'll ask the same question 3 different ways, make sure your response
Right.
is
Yes.
consistent. Like,
Yes. Not like you
not
know,
normal.
I don't know. Like, do you have any kids? I never got a girl pregnant. Wrong answer. Wrong fucking answer. That did not answer my question.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
yeah.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I
That's
have
their
so
common
many
answer.
triggers now. It's not even funny. Red lights. Oh, forget about it. I'm like,
Oh man,
my
I could
God.
see that.
Oh
I could
my
see
gosh.
that.
Okay, so ultimately, you guys decided at the end of this chaos festival to stay together. And you left and you forgave for the bullshit he caused. And I felt like you grew and you guys like decided to go in a space where you were like, we love each other, we're moving forward. What happened after?
So after that, we went on an anniversary trip to Vegas, maybe a celebration trip. It was around the 1 year mark, and so we were trying to celebrate these milestones. We had a huge argument in Vegas. I don't remember what it was about, but I'm sure something small and insignificant. Again, I'm still hypersensitive. I'm triggered. I think that kind of changed the dynamic. I think he was like, expecting, you know, when you're expecting this grand fairy tale after you probably been separated, you probably went through, I don't know, something traumatic together, and then you're expecting this happiness afterwards. Well, we had this huge argument in Vegas, and we went to Houston with the rest of the cast to celebrate. Oh my God, let me tell y'all this Houston story. Okay.
I'm here
for it.
This was my next
Myself.
question. Was, tell me about the rest of it.
Okay. Is this thing on? Hold on. Okay.
Yes.
So, the anniversary trip, it was a dud. We had a good time, but we still weren't there yet. We left happy, but there was still some unresolved, and I think that
It was lingering.
he had the guilt there.
Yeah, and
of
you don't
having
trust
cheated.
him. Like, I'm sorry. Once you fuck me,
I had
you're
so
done.
many questions
Yeah.
too. I'm like, can we go over this? Like, hold on, I just remembered something. Can we talk? It was just like I don't think we were on the same page just yet. So we ended up fighting. But right after the show, what happened was, we get home, and we're on the couch, and I go to send something to myself from his phone. We're both looking at his phone, and I go to the share button to share it with me.
Uh-oh.
And
Whose face came up?
that young lady's face was
young
in the
girl. We don't
recent
know your
contacts.
name.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
It's like
We're not even
Angelica
pretending. Like,
No,
sometimes
literally.
we just say names of people we don't want to
You're
talk about.
non-existent,
We don't
like,
even know
yeah.
your name.
What should we call her?
I don't know that.
Jen.
Yeah, I call Rob Baltimore on my platform. Everyone knows him as Baltimore, right? He who shall not be named. Like, we do not say that name around here.
Wait, did you watch Game of Thrones? Oh God, I need somebody to watch Game of Thrones. I've renamed the entire cast because I'm watching it right now. It's another whole other episode. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Go on.
So I see her photo in his recent contact list, and I don't know if you remember, but that final bonfire. Do you plan on keeping in touch with her
Yes.
when this is over?
That was one of the
that
three
was a
questions.
deal breaker
Yep.
for me.
Yep.
He said no.
Yep.
So why is this woman in your recent contacts? And when I say I have never had such a freaking mental breakdown in my life,
That
like
feeling.
after all, I cannot believe after everything I went through with you, I tried to overlook this, I tried to forgive that, and this and you know, his justification just didn't. It did nothing for me. There wasn't a justification.
Right.
It
Yeah.
did nothing.
It's because he's a
And-
liar.
Right. If he had said, listen, I feel really compelled to reach out to her about this. I slept with her. Not that he would ever tell me, right?
No.
Because that takes maturity and wisdom. But to say, you know,
child.
hey, I feel like I owe her an explanation. I really led her to believe that I was going to leave by myself, and I
Right.
didn't. And so I would feel really comfortable if you allowed me to have a conversation.
Say that.
Right.
Yeah.
I could deal with that.
I can wrap my head around that. I can
Yeah.
get it. Like,
No.
okay. And
But
do
if
in
it
front of
was
me.
that,
Make it not weird.
Right. Right.
What it came out that way, it wasn't obviously because I'm sure that was not the reaction.
No, no. When I say I took this man's suitcase and I threw it down the stairs and I don't know, broke some glass and
Whatever.
Let me think.
He's fucking lucky. All right. Like, he's lucky. That's all that happened.
yeah, I was
him.
upset. I was really, and like, you don't, first of all, you're in my house. Why would you disrespect me in my house? Like,
Ew.
go home
Yeah.
and contact another woman. Like, don't do that in my house.
Yeah.
And we were doing the long distance thing at the time. He lives in this area and I live in LA.
And background check him, you know that. Does he not love a good background check? It's my favorite.
I know quite a bit.
So, you know, like you're in my home, and I'm trying, and I make you comfortable, and I cook for you, and I take care
Yeah,
of you.
yeah.
Why would you treat me like that? And he was like, well, you know, she's a human being. She deserves the explanation. Okay, say less. Like there's nothing. There's really.
Sure.
That and I,
So
like, my
what-
thought would
what-
also be like,
What was the response? There was.
He was leaving a couple days after that. In truth, I just found myself swallowing my pride too much.
So
Too
he,
much in that
he didn't
relationship.
have any explanation for why
It was-
she was in his phone.
It was, I
that was
reached
the
out to her.
explanation.
Yeah, I reached
you
out to
hear
her.
her?
I feel like she deserves an explanation.
Oh,
She's a human being.
Yeah,
That's
she's
what
a
he
human
said?
being,
Not
yeah.
that he actually established a relationship with this chick, was lying to her, lied to the other girl,
Oh.
and he just wanted to call her and be like, hey, listen, I fucked up. All right, like,
right.
this is the person I want to be with. I know I led you otherwise. I'm sorry. No, he couldn't be a fucking man. Instead, he's lying to her about it, lying to this other, whatever your name is. so sorry. Whatever. It's not even your fault.
I know,
Whatever.
it's really not.
It's honestly not. It's not even her fault.
I know,
Sorry.
and we claim to be girls, and we probably should be nicer to her.
She called you a
honestly.
bitch, not me.
I mean,
it's just like, I don't know.
But you went there to intentionally deceive someone else's man. Granted,
Yeah.
it's a platform,
That's
it's
it.
exposure,
Well,
it's
that's the thing.
notoriety.
She wasn't there
But
in a
you put
relationship.
yourself
She went there
in
to be a
side
hoe.
chick.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's exactly
Yes.
right.
The intention
That is the
of,
reason
like,
why.
her purpose was to do
That's
this, destroy
exactly
shit.
right.
I don't know. I
Thank
would never
you.
do that. That's
I'm a
shitty.
girl's girl,
Yeah,
okay?
so that's not being a
That's
girl's
the reason
girl.
why
No, right.
I empathize with
No,
Caitlyn so
you're
much
absolutely
when
right.
she went through her situation because I'm a girl's girl. I
Yes.
felt your
she
pain.
handled it.
This is what I need to
Excellent.
hear. We need to like hear the inside scoop on like everyone else because
Oh, sure.
so Rob is a liar. He did you dirty. He pretended to come home and like fix shit, went away like as if he was gonna be this knight in shining armor. He's changed, he learned, he grew. We're good.
Was this before the reunion? Oh, yeah, it was.
This was before the
Yeah.
reunion. So we go to Houston and the entire cast, not the entire cast, but most of us reunite in Houston
This is what I need
for
to know.
Great's birthday. And Great is such a good friend of mine now. Is crazy because him and Rob were best friends in the house, and so for me to have such a great relationship with him is so
He probably
it's
hates
so
it.
weird. But
he
we
got
don't even
you in the split.
Yeah,
That's what that means.
I want her.
We all get to choose who I get in the split.
my God.
Vanessa.
Yeah, we picked Vanessa. Fuck you, Rob.
But so we go for Great's birthday and she's there. So we're all at the dinner table, and of course I don't know that they've been intimate. So that was another level of disrespect that I found difficult to digest.
no.
You're in the same fucking room as me and this woman, and you got me fucking, everybody else around me knows what the fuck happened except
Yeah,
for me.
and I'm the clown. I feel like the
Like-
fucking fool. I've been there. I get it.
I was just,
That
okay.
sucks.
Okay. So, we're in the club. We're having a good time.
No one say anything.
Nobody
None
said
of the
anything.
other girls said
I know.
fucking word.
Let me tell you something. Later on, Maricela and I
like her.
am obsessed with Maricela. She is such a raw, real, authentic, genuine person. I love her. I would take a bullet for her. She's so solid. Maricela gave me the heads up that like, yo, I think something more happened. And I trust her judgment. And she keeps her ear to the streets. I mean, and sure enough, like I felt really let down by the result of everything, but I felt like she gave me just a little bit of
heads
like,
up.
yes.
A little heads
Yes.
up.
That's
So
a
you're not
like-
walking in blind,
Yeah.
like totally blind. At least you have an ear open.
Yes, absolutely. So, so that young lady that he cheated on me with he turns to me. We're all in the club. We're having a great time, popping bottles. He says, "Hey, can I go outside with her and have a discussion with her?" And I'm like, and this is after he contacted her. This is after I overlooked all of the. This is
my
after.
God, why do you
And
keep pushing
you
it,
know,
bro?
I know. And I just thought, like, if we could just get past this one thing, everything will be okay. We'll be on the same page. And it was just one thing after another. So they go outside to talk. The club closes down. We walk outside, and she's crying, emotional.
Oh.
She's emotional, and I think she gets in an Uber and she drives away. And I'm like, what was that about? And he was like, well, she felt like I really hurt her feelings. She thought it was more. And I told her, he just gave me all the
Bullshit.
I told her, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
He did
So-
play her though.
He did.
Absolutely.
them both.
Yeah.
You went there to be played. You went there to. I'm not entirely sure, like what what they sell you on to be a side chick. Like
I don't
what
know. What's the price?
What's
What's
like,
the
what
price?
hey,
Like-
if you can seduce her man, then. But even if you go there to be a side chick, why would you be emotionally involved? I guess sometimes you can't always control it. But the fact that you're like, well, now I really like you, and now I really want to see. I don't know. I couldn't bring myself to be. But then again, I've done worse.
Mature
so.
women don't do that in 2-3 weeks.
22-year-olds do.
They
Not-
do.
Yeah.
Mature
Or
women do not.
Skanks.
True.
That's the other.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I don't know. What's the cost of your dignity? You know what I mean? It's kind of like that to me. I don't know. I wouldn't want anyone to ever look at me like, you knowingly go in and willingly
Yeah.
and intentionally break up a home or whatever it is.
So much worse than
It's
a
like-
bombshell.
Wow. I'll tell you this much
right?
though.
Yeah, bombshells are just they're playing the game like everybody else, and there's
Right.
a prize at the end. All right, there's money at the end of that.
This is
they're
like
playing for a
homewrecker
prize.
status.
That's like just
You're coming in to ruin a life.
I'll tell you
You're
this
coming
much
in
though.
as the carrot, and listen, you're a carrot. You put any. Here's the thing. That's the difference between an adult going on to this show and a 20-something-year-old going on to the show. And it's no disrespect to 20-something-year-olds. You just have a lot to fucking learn. All right. Here's the thing. It's not about whether or not you can resist the temptation. It's as an adult, you know not to put yourself in that situation, in a tempting situation. I would never want myself put or my significant other, not that I fucking have one, but who cares? I'm good. Everything's fine. No.
Be a couple after this because I feel like you guys would be great together.
I just wouldn't put myself in that situation. I would hope that my significant other wouldn't put themselves in that situation either.
But isn't that the premise of the whole show?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, to come in as the carrot, because they're all human beings.
Yeah.
You know, you dangle any kind of fucking a goddamn piece of popcorn in front of a starving man.
Yeah.
He's gonna fucking eat it.
Yeah.
All right. Same thing for some of the women. Let's be honest. Like, it is what it is. When people are hungry, they're gonna eat.
I just feel like when you're in love though, you're not hungry.
Yeah.
When your appetite is full,
You'll
you don't
starve.
You don't
You're
have
good.
an eye for, so you were never in love with me. You never loved me. I didn't even have a desire
It's
to
not
connect
even
with anyone else.
on the radar. Nope.
Right. So to be the carrot though, Michaela went there, and in her initial interview, I think when they walk the stage and they all line up, the question was asked like, you know, why are you here? And she said, I'm here to show, and I don't remember this being in the show, but I remember her saying, I'm here to show everyone that you can be friends with a man and there's no...
Strings attached.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Can I just say something real quick about her boobs? No offense. Because I have to point this out. I have to point this out. And listen, I love boobs. I think boobs are great, but her back looks like it hurts. Like, I wanted to lift those for her.
Yeah.
I say this lovingly.
I
They
know.
were so, I'm like, oh my God, are you okay? Your back
Yeah.
looks like it hurts.
No, you're
Like,
right.
I wanted to give her a reduction
But
on the
she was
spot.
like a beautiful.
She was a nice person. She
And
was a nice
So
person.
isn't that like ironic though? How like you can watch this and feel so some kind of way about like one couple, and then
Yes.
feel so some kind of way about another couple. Like I didn't hate them. Like I was like, these two should not be together. And he and Michaela were like good. And I was like, I don't. So you probably know more than I do. Like what happened? Like is anyone
Did anybody make it?
make it?
So I'm not entirely sure what the status of Paul and Caitlin's relationship is, but I do know that several months after everything concluded,
Caitlin.
they still
Yeah, Kayla.
were they were still
Caitlin's the
together.
girl.
People were tracking their Instagrams and matching up different photos, and so I
Paul
think she
and Caitlin?
eventually
Wasn't Caitlin the one with the heavy?
No,
heavy-
Michaela.
No, Michaela had the
those
heavy
things were-
breasts.
They were not heavy.
Caitlin-
Those things were falling. I felt
Caitlin
bad.
had heavy boobs
No,
too.
No.
Caitlin is tiny.
Tiny
She's
little
petite.
thing. Yeah.
She was Hall's fiance.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Who he left her?
That's
for.
was
Michaela.
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 Right,
yes,
right.
she's the heavy boobs. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not like crazy.
So
That's the nicest way
So
to
that's
ever
what I
put
was
it.
asking.
Right.
What happened with?
Girl, we need
Paul
a
and
lift
Michaela.
and a little bit of a
I could see them being
wanted
compatible.
To lift them for
They
her.
didn't leave together. Those two.
Michaela.
And
Michaela and Hall did. Caitlin.
Yeah,
went
they
away.
broke up.
Right. Like what is going on?
I give him credit for having
Paul
the
and
balls to
Michaela.
at least pull her aside on the show, on the
yes.
spot.
he's in his 30s too. There's
Yeah,
something
he
about
was.
experience that just matures
And you know what? He was the other one out of everyone on the cast that like showed maturity. He was the guy version of you, I feel like.
I agree.
And I feel like he didn't love her and he was feeling forced into a situation that he didn't want. And he, as gracefully as you can possibly be like,
an engagement.
and I don't know if those
on
two
TV.
ended up together, he and Michaela, but he and Caitlin were not meant to be.
No, and I don't think that he was being forced into anything like with that relationship.
No, but it was like
Wait,
8 years of
I-
fighting.
Just
like 8
finish
years.
my fucking thought, man. All right, I think he was one of those guys. First of all, it was the only girl he ever dated
Yeah.
and like had a relationship with. Like that right there, red fucking flag, bro. All right, go. What's it? What's the term? Like
Soil your oats.
Yeah, whatever.
Right.
Sow your oats.
Soil them.
I don't
Sow
know.
your seeds.
Go fucking plant
Something.
your seeds wherever you gotta plant your seeds.
No, that's
fuck
kids.
other people.
You don't
Whatever.
want
Whatever. It doesn't matter. Spread your seed. Whatever. No, we're just gonna don't do that. I'm saying,
Practice
go,
safe sex.
go. You have to have that phase. You can't.
Yes, you need a hoe phase.
You need a whole phase. Thank you, Lala. Okay, he needs a whole phase.
that was my motto
but he
way before
didn't.
Lala, but anyway.
But he didn't. And I think it wasn't that he felt forced. I think he was going through what he sees are the next steps of a relationship. That this is what you're supposed to do. Listen, I mean, I know I've been in a relationship young where you're thinking this is the next thing. This is what everybody's doing. So you're just doing, the fucking laundry list of shit that
I
is
think
supposed to happen.
that Hall finally had an opportunity to be exposed to a different group of women that he typically wouldn't have access
agree.
to. And so he's like, now I can find something better, what I'm really looking for.
It's not nice to him.
Oh, Caitlin?
No.
I don't know. I wasn't
know what?
as emotionally invested in that relationship. I felt like she was a polite, passive woman. I didn't just see her as
Okay.
like super headstrong.
She didn't seem mean or anything.
I think anybody could say that about anyone in a couple for that long. If somebody saw you with your husband when you're like
Yeah.
getting fucking frustrated with him, you've been with him for fucking 15 years, 20 years. You're
Yeah.
like, I'm over this
Yeah,
nonsense.
yeah.
Go pick up
Fair.
your fucking clothes and put them in the goddamn hamper.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're
Fair.
being a dick, but no,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
what happens.
done your time.
Yeah, it is what it is. I
Yeah.
mean, they were together for a long time. They're engaged, whatever. Like, I expect that.
Yeah.
You're going to call them on their shit.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you connect with anyone like more than anyone else, like in the house with the women?
Maricela was brought up very religiously, and so I connected with her on that basis. We would pray together, read the Bible together. I
love that.
journaled. I needed something to keep my sanity. It was a lot more emotionally taxing than I thought to go somewhere and think that you're on the same page, and then to watch you not be on the same page is like, and you don't have no phone, you don't have
Yeah.
any television,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
no
yeah.
distraction.
Gotta be
You just
surreal.
sit there in your
You
anxiety.
got the fucking light that's like,
sit
hey,
there.
somebody's being a hoe. Could be
Yeah,
your guy.
and
Yeah.
Probably is.
Yeah.
Right.
I know, and it didn't matter
That
whose
was
guy
like,
it was.
I got anxiety. Like when the light came, I was like, fuck, who is it now?
Right,
Something's happening.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could just fall asleep in front of the light, like just
I know, I saw
it was
that.
crazy. But let me think.
Do you talk to her still?
Who, Maricela?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we were just in DR yesterday.
That's when you were there.
Yes.
I did not know you were
She
with
came
her.
out with me, yes, and I had to go to
Oh, she's
DC.
fucking ride or die.
Yeah, she's
Oh yeah,
cool.
oh
Yes.
yeah. I had to go to DC for work last week, and she drove 3 hours to come and see me. And even if it's just for a night, like she's
I
coming,
love
it
that.
doesn't matter.
I
She
love
came to
that
stay with
too.
me in LA for a few months,
Nice.
and just after the show, just to get her independence, and we were like locked in after
I
that.
love that.
Now,
Good.
She is
So maybe of all the shitty things that you dealt with for this, there was a purpose.
having her
And she is the
around.
purpose.
Oh yeah, was
I love
makes
that.
it totally
Love
worth
that.
it.
I love being like a fucking real
she
girl's girl
brings
out of that.
out this free spirit in me. I can be
She-
so high strung, and she just makes me feel like nonchalant. When I'm around her, I don't care. We went to the beach yesterday till 6. We were out 4, 5, 6 in the. It didn't matter. Like 30-something-year-old me would never. I need my rest. I have a flight to catch. When I'm with her, it's like. Who cares?
Time stops.
I love
I
that.
love
That's
that
a
too.
friend.
That's
That's
a
like a
good
sister.
friend. I love that. I love that you guys were doing that in DR. I can see the baby there, just so you know.
We're going in live.
She's 5. Just saying. Anyway.
That's in a whole nother episode.
Anyway, whatever. We're not talking about that. All right. So speaking of Rob's,
If we have to like wrap this up and you have to like say anything to him,
yeah.
what do you want to say? Remember who the fuck you are, because you're a boss bitch. Just saying.
Part of me feels like I I can't even dignify him with the response, you know? In truth, if I had a conversation with him one-on-one, I would just tell him, like, I only ever wanted to love you. I never meant to hurt you or cause you to feel like you needed something outside of me. I hope that you find what you're looking for.
She said what she said, motherfucker.
And now she has 2 more sisters.
That's right, and we know how to dig a hole, bitch.
We do. All right. And that is it.
That's it.
Wrapping this up. We fucking love her.
She's
Ride or
awesome.
die. We're going to the DR together.
Oh
Rob.
my! Not to conceive babies. Not babies.
Wait, hold on. Don't take that off the table.
I'm taking it off the table. All right, Vanessa. Jesus Christ.
All right.
All right. Bye, guys. This is
Sisters
next week.
Uncensored.
Bye.
Vanessa Valente.